Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode. Now, before we get into it, I am sitting in the hot seat, so you know what that means. The winner announcements of last week's 1,000 silver giveaway goes to Gold Drag Neil. Congratulations, Gold, on winning. All you have to do now is please reply to this message I sent you on reply to your message that you left on one of my videos, and then DM me directly on Twitter, linked in the description of this video. Before we get into this video as well, I'd like to announce I'm giving away another 1,000 silver or a Destiny emblem away from Bungie's store. All you have to do to enter in is be subscribed, show your support and like the video, and leave a comment down below in reference to Destiny 2. It's that easy, guys. Thank you all for watching this video. Let's get into it. So Guardians, as you all know, in this video we're going over the Age of Triumph Week 2 vendor rolls, and that's top 5 weapons you should go and check out. Now, these 5 weapons aren't compiled in a list from most important to least important due to the fact that players out there like using pulse rifles, maybe auto rifles, maybe sidearms, maybe shotguns, maybe sniper rifles. Doesn't matter what you like to use, but I have compiled a list of the top 5 weapons that are the most beneficial to you inside of Crucible or PvE in the vendor rolls for this week. So let's begin. First one is going to be the Wormwood from the Future War Cult, and I'll have to show you guys why, because I actually really like this roll a lot better than the original Wormwood, and it's just due to the fact of all the perks on it. So we've got Rangefinder, we've got Zen Moment, we've got high caliber rounds, or we can use Snapshot, and then it's got True Sight. Now, if you want to deal with recoil, you can go with the Fast Draw IS, which I actually personally like in preference. But if I'm running Crucible, I like to go with the True Sight just because of that recoil control. I don't like having a fast recoil control inside of Crucible when I'm trying to pay attention to targets. But this one has a really strong target acquisition, which is also really nice. Moving on, though, we have a lot of people to visit today. There's a lot of stuff this week that has changed, and we're going to go over to Dead Orbit next, because Dead Orbit's Keystone is actually very decent. So, Keystone is right here. It's the Scout Rifle, if you didn't know, and if you don't have Dead Orbit as a faction, you might want to get one on one of your Guardians. Dead Orbit weapons are great. So, Firefly, you've got Unflinching or Hammer Forged, you've got armor-piercing rounds or Snapshot, all perks very viable on this weapon. The greatest thing about this Keystone, though, is you can almost max out the range to 100%, which is basically like making a scout rifle into a sniper rifle. So we've got Firefly, which is really good for those PvE situations like strikes, maybe nightfalls, maybe raids. But then again, you also have Unflinching for the Crucible if you need it, or you can go with Hammer Forge to bump up your range and accuracy, use the armor piercing rounds, which bumps up your range just a little bit more, and then you can use Range Lens RLR5, which will bump your range up to, I believe, 99 to 100%. And that's pretty intense. I'm not even gonna lie, I haven't actually seen a scout rifle at 100% maxed range, so I'm actually gonna purchase this week. I cannot purchase it right now, not with this Guardian character, because as you all know, it's not a part of the Allegiance, and I want to keep my new Monarchy on this Warlock because I'm trying to level it up for that record book. Moving on to the next one is gonna have to be the Crucible well, not the Crucible, but the Vanguard Quartermaster. Vanguard Quartermaster is going to have the Angel's Advocate, which is not that bad. So this one's going to be a PvE situation, okay? So if you like running those strikes, those raids, those nightfalls, you like running inside of the daily, weekly events, or anything else, in the story missions, you're going to want this Angel's Advocate, because it's a scout rifle, so it deals out some decent amount of damage. But on top of that, you've got the Firefly, you've got the explosive rounds, you've also got Outlaw. Precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase reload speed, allowing you to get your reload speed up there, allowing you to put that new magazine in and prepare yourself for the next round of adds, which is also really nice. And then on top of that, you have Range Lens RLS3, or you have the OEG Rifle Scope, which I would honestly recommend the OEG Rifle Scope. It's just great. And then at that point, you've got a really awesome scout rifle to use in PvE situations. Now, moving on, we've got a little bit of a walk to do. So let's go. We got to go to the Crucible Quartermaster next. So on the 3 weapons we just showcased, which one would you like to see the most? Leave a comment down below while we're walking over there. Now, also alongside this week I'm going to have some guides on the Vault of Glass, so stay tuned for that. Also alongside that, I've got a guide going up about how to create Destiny Hunter Knives out of wood. And I've also got a few other cool videos going up. So if you're not subscribed yet, it is a perfect time to subscribe for daily Destiny content. Let's get into the Crucible weapon. Now, for the Crucible weapon, you guys are going to be surprised. It's the machine gun. It's chaotic neutral. Now, the chaotic neutral is good due to the fact of the perks and the rate of fire and the impact and the stability that's already on this weapon. Stability is actually almost 33% to 45%, so that's actually really good. So then we've got hidden hand, we've got perfect balance, we've also got rifled barrel if you need more range, you've got unflinching, which is amazing, you even got spray and play if you need it, and then you've got smart drift control, field choke, or the Akaraz ballistics, which makes this a really good machine gun for PvE or PvP. So yeah, it's awesome. Honestly, it's actually really great. But that's not the last one we need to see. We've also got another one over at the New Monarchy faction, which is really surprising because New Monarchy weapons normally kinda suck. So let's go and check it out. So Guardians, Hideo's inventory, what is it? Well, surprisingly, it's going to have to be the Assembly 2. The Assembly 2 auto rifle is going to be really good to get this week due to the fact of all of the balance perks. So we've got counterbalance, we've got perfect balance, we've got high caliber rounds, and then we've also got steady hand IS or the OEG rifle scope. So you can run steady hand IS or OEG rifle scope along with high caliber rounds, perfect balance, and counterbalance, and this is going to be a very stable auto rifle. Alongside that, with the buffs that have happened before Age of Triumph and the buff of 7% damage buff to the Age of Triumph update, this weapon is going to do quite a bit of damage and be very accurate. Also, it falls in the tier of the Necrochasm, being the low impact with high rate of fire and a really high magazine. And if you can delve out the balance and the stability for this, along with that high caliber rounds to stagger people, you actually will be able to deal out a lot of damage in Crucible or in PvE. And dealing with the high caliber rounds, with the stability, with the high rate of fire, you're going to stagger a lot of people in Crucible. And that is why I've put this weapon last on the list, to show you all, because it's actually going to be a fairly decent auto rifle to get your hands on. Now, I've been running Necrochasm, and I've actually been enjoying the Necrochasm inside of Trials of Osiris. So if I'm enjoying the Necrochasm inside of Trials, then I'm really wondering what I'm going to do with this auto rifle in Trials, with the high caliber rounds and the amount of stability that it has. This is actually going to be a very good weapon to use inside of Trials, and that's just with presuming with the initial Trials of Osiris runs I've done with Necro. But if it matches up or even surpasses the Necrochasm, I'd actually be really happy with this weapon. This is another weapon I will be buying this week, definitely. And there you have it, Guardians. That's the top 5 weapons out of the vendors this week for the vendor rolls of the Age of Triumph Week 2. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below to enter in for that 1000 silver / emblem giveaway for Destiny. And as always, it's a perfect time to subscribe to the channel if you're new for daily Destiny content and Destiny 2 information as it comes up. And as always, stay violent, be privileged.
Oh, hi. VPG isn't here right now, but I guess you enjoyed the content. So over there's a logo you can click on. That will allow you to subscribe. More content up there, and behind the scenes daily content over here on the vlog channel. There you go. Enjoy!